Hi, Alex Polyak here. The release of GTA 6 has been delayed for a whole year, and to brighten up our wait, Rockstar has released the second official trailer for its upcoming game, which has caused an incredible stir in the gaming community. The trailer contains many interesting details, as well as references to previous GTA games, so we have a lot to discuss. Let's get started. At first, we are shown a beautiful view of a place surrounded by water, where Jason lives in one of the houses. Lucia will also live with him, which we learn about in other scenes. These are probably the Keys Islands south of Vice City. According to the latest information from the official website, Jason has settled here. In the distance, an aerostat is visible. Maybe it will be almost as functional as the airship in GTA 5. Next, we see the house where Jason lives, and his personal vapid car is parked nearby. There are some similarities with the Picador, but the car is still noticeably different from the model from GTA 5. Next, Brian appears, an old drug courier who rents Jason a house in exchange for Jason collecting money from Brian's debtors. If you are one of those who draw parallels between this character and Arthur Morgan from RDR2, then you have a new reason to do so. After all, Arthur also collected money from debtors for his camp. Brian arrived in a Cara, which we know from GTA Online. The front part is different, but perhaps this is an element of tuning. By the way, the car itself looks very natural thanks to dirt, dust, and other details. Nearby is a car that partially resembles Eudora and Brigham from GTA Online. A little further away, smaller islands with dense vegetation are visible, and a barge with containers is floating past them. The protagonist's glasses reflect the terrain pretty well, at least as far as we can tell from these shots. It's impressive. Rockstar gave us a lot of new information about the game's world and characters. It became known that Jason's last name is Duval. Wikipedia says that it translates from French as "from the valley." Jason is a young guy who grew up in a disadvantaged environment and, in order to change his life, joined the army. This seems to explain why he wears camouflage shorts in some scenes of the trailer. After the army, the protagonist ends up on the Keys Islands and begins to engage in crime. He has a tattoo of a bird struck by an arrow, but it is not entirely clear whether this is a canonical tattoo. But I have no doubt in the canonical nature of the other tattoo because it has an army theme, which points to Jason's past. Here are examples of real similar tattoos. The car's rearview mirrors do indeed reflect the surrounding area, but it's hard to tell how well they work. Here, Jason is holding a baseball bat and appears to be doing his usual job of extorting money from Brian's debtors. This little shop looks like a souvenir shop or something. There are alien and Illuminati-themed stickers on the back. The protagonist's wristwatch is very detailed. In this shot, the watch face shows 11:08, which seems to match the time of day in the game. A cool little detail that will actually work in GTA 6. There are city workers resting on the side of the road. The signs show the Ambrosia district, as well as Peacock Bay. The beach has a sports ground similar to the one in GTA 5, but of course in the new game, it's copied from Miami Beach. By the way, it looks like the total weight of Jason's lifting is over 100 kilograms. It is not surprising that he has such an impressive shape. Also, this may mean that players will have the ability to change the build of the protagonist. A wireless earpiece is visible in Jason's ear. Perhaps this is not just a decoration, but a functioning thing. There is a sea sparrow in the air. Apparently, these helicopters can sometimes be seen over Vice City. It seemed to me that walking on the sand does not just leave small traces, but completely changes the terrain, much like it happens when walking on snow in RDR2. This is already the third scene where girls pay attention to Jason. He is clearly popular with the opposite sex. The police cars have very realistic lights. There are girls among the police. The black car with special lights looks like an unnamed cruiser from Grand Theft Auto 5 and Online, which is used by special services. When Jason comes to the prison for Lucia, the prison officer says that perhaps they met here before. Perhaps Duval had been to prison before, or had encountered the guard under different circumstances. Jason picks up Lucia in his car. The detailing of the clothes is especially noticeable at this point. Just look at all those folds and stains. Next, we see romantic scenes between the two protagonists. This is something new for GTA, and I would even say that it could become one of the main trump cards of the new game. There is an electronic bracelet on Lucia's leg, which players had previously noticed on the official art. Next, Rockstar showed a major robbery. Lucia is obviously holding an MP5. The protagonists are robbing a bank that has not been seen in GTA games before. Jason also uses an MP5, but with some modifications. This suggests the possibility of weapon customization, like in GTA 5. Here you can see beautiful weather effects reminiscent of the state of Lemoyne from RDR2. This is not even surprising because the state of Leonida, like Lemoyne, is in the south of the United States on the East Coast, although these games are most likely located in different fictional universes. This is the boathouse of Brian, for whom Jason works. Drug deliveries are carried out through this place, which is reminiscent of GTA Vice City, where Tommy Vercetti could buy a boathouse for the same activity. We can also recall the mission from Grand Theft Auto 4, where illegal substances are delivered to Liberty City on boats from Vice City. Yes, it's just a theory for now, but we have a chance to connect this mission with the boathouse from GTA 6. Here, 3 girls are cleaning up the street. One of them is Lucia, which is clear thanks to the pendant, which I'll tell you about a little later. Next to the girls is a police officer. In addition, the girls have electronic bracelets on their feet. Obviously, this is correctional labor. In Jason's house, you can see a snake, but it is difficult to understand whether it can move. In GTA 5, such snakes were motionless, and I hope that Rockstar will make this detail more realistic in the new game. Next, we see Jason's friend named Cal. He is also involved in crime, judging by the description on the game's website. In this scene, Cal is happy about winning something that looks like a large round bottle. Apparently, in this mission, the main characters are having fun with a friend at a bar, drinking and dancing. This reminded me of one of the missions in RDR2, where Arthur and Lenny went for a drink at the local saloon. Lenny! Here, and in some other scenes, there is a new brand of beer, Pindejo. Lucia has a different hairstyle. Breast animation was added back in the days of GTA San Andreas, but in the new game it will be done at a higher level, at least in the cutscenes. The hair mobility seems great. Here is a mission where Lucia updated her appearance and surprised Jason, after which they went to a party. It looks like there will be a lot of parties in this game. Then we are shown a more intense side of the plot, hostile gangs and cunning policemen. This cop does not seem to be an insignificant character, but unfortunately there is no information about him yet. Jason hits someone, and a car is burning behind, whose wheel flew off after the explosion. Looks like a spectacular and dynamic mission. Here we see Lucia fighting. She seems to be really into it, which is why she often wears a gold boxing glove pendant around her neck instead of a cross, heart, or something else. This detail perfectly demonstrates the character's personality. It seems to be a pretty good look for a female protagonist in GTA. By the way, even back when the first trailer was released, it seemed to me that Lucia looked a bit like Catalina from GTA San Andreas, and in this scene from the second trailer, there is a resemblance to Catalina even in her clothes. But I'm not sure Rockstar did it on purpose. The developers have done a good job of creating sweat for the characters. Here Lucia, in the back of a battered bus, eliminates police squads with a grenade launcher. The explosions, in my opinion, look very good. And here is Draquan, a young artist who apparently knows Jason. Some guys are taking selfies in the back. Next to them sits a dog that you will not meet in GTA 5. This is a new breed for GTA, and most likely it is a Doberman. A plane flies over the city, where 2 Lucias are fighting, or rather, 1 Lucia and someone similar to her. The scene looks spectacular, and the situation itself evokes a feeling of great danger. By the way, it is possible that this is the plane that flew over Jason in one of the previous scenes. Although it is possible that Jason was driving to pick up Lucia from prison and saw this plane, and then this same plane appears high in the sky at the moment when Duval has already reached the prison. Or maybe I am wasting my time and these scenes are not connected with each other. Here, with the help of an SUV, a safe with something valuable was stolen. This was probably done by the protagonists in one of the missions. The bed scenes continue. Rockstar Games wants to focus on this, but it is not yet clear how far they are ready to go. This guy here is familiar with the protagonists, and it looks like he was hanging out with them at the bar in one of the previous cutscenes. I'm pretty sure this guy is an Easter egg. Just compare him to Fernando Martinez, who was a radio host in the previous GTA games. Here we see a similar appearance, a mustache, a small round earring, a purple or pink shirt unbuttoned at the top, and a round pendant on his chest. But we have to understand that this is not the Fernando Martinez from the 3D universe. This guy from GTA 6 is too young. Next we see Ocean Drive, the most famous street in the real Miami Beach and in the fictional Vice City, although in the world of GTA 6 it will probably have a different name. Here you can see a blue Banshee with a white stripe. Rockstar loves to use this image of a car. Also here you can see tuned cars, as if this is some kind of event, and maybe in the new game this will become a common occurrence on Ocean Drive. Another new party is coming. Most likely, it takes place near the Ocean View Hotel, the same one where Tommy Vercetti lived in the 3D universe. Here, we find ourselves in a strip club. There is a man here who looks very similar to the character Booby, also shown on the game's website. However, they have different models of glasses. Perhaps one of the models of glasses is an earlier version, or the character's clothes will change during the game. And here, something very interesting happens. This is a big reference to the GTA 3D universe, or more precisely, it is an updated Phil Cassidy, whom we met in GTA 3, Vice City, Liberty City Stories, and Vice City Stories. In GTA 6, this is a guy with the same appearance, name, and behavior, and he also sells weapons. But he is definitely not a successor to the original Phil Cassidy, because during the events of GTA 6, he should already be elderly and also have only one arm. Rockstar made it clear that they are ready to recreate the physical characters we already know, but not to connect them with the old universe. Thus, in the HD universe, some details may differ from the 3D universe. By the way, it is interesting that Phil's image is taken specifically from Vice City Stories. This is indicated by the character's appearance, the presence of both arms, as well as a machine gun. And this is a parody of the PlayStation 5 plus 2 joysticks on the table. After the game comes out, it will be interesting to see if Jason and Lucia can play this console. Here, Lucia came back from her work while Jason was drinking beer on the couch. You can see from these shots that the house is being renovated. This is probably why Jason was fixing the roof in another cutscene. Here we see Duval piloting a combat helicopter. It seems that these skills of the protagonist are an echo of his army past. Jason is chasing a boat that is rapidly sailing through the swamps, but it looks like it won't be able to sail far. Although at the same time, the man on the boat is ready to resist. Here is just a general view of the city, endless parties on yachts, and of course, Jason and Lucia. It looks beautiful, but a little saccharine. The hair moves gorgeously. In these shots, it seems that Lucia is about to steal an expensive car. The car's license plates are made almost like real Florida license plates. At the same time, the truck's license plates belong to Liberty City. Perhaps this is an integral part of this mission, or maybe it is an indication that GTA will finally have cars with license plates from different states. Here you can see the entrance to Port Gellhorn, as well as signs for Mariana County, Vicedale County, and Draper Island. Here, Brian's Boathouse has a lot of different logos. Some of them are probably new. Finally, the protagonists drive off in a car that you may remember from the first trailer for the game, where Jason and Lucia drove around Port Gellhorn. Apparently, the mission went well, and Lucia happily leaned out the window. The sunset view is very beautiful, and by the way, there are bike paths on the bridge. Well, these are my main observations on the second GTA 6 trailer. In the next video, I will most likely do a review of the official website of the game. But for now, I want to share my general impressions of the trailer. It was interesting to see the different scenes, and I really appreciated the development of the game world, the exciting missions, the beautiful effects, and much more. I also think it's cool that the story has two protagonists of different genders who are in a romantic relationship. It was also cool to see references to previous games. But I'm confused by how much the two trailers focus on parties and butts. In the trailers of previous GTA games, you will see a more balanced video sequence. I don't mean that I am against the presence of such elements in the game, but I find it strange that so much attention is paid to it. It seems like they decided to attract players with very superficial content expressed in the form of parties and hints of eroticism. I hope that Rockstar can create a balance and the game will not become too vulgar and too frivolous. In any case, all this is just a trailer and it's too early to draw conclusions. Share your opinion in the comments, and if you liked this video, like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. See you soon.